Okay, so for today, we're focusing on multiple videos. I shortened each video, so the first thing that we're going to be focusing on for critical thinking and critical reading is going to be making inferences, okay? And our main goal is to make sure that we can identify it from the written material and to generate accurate conclusions, okay? Now, first things first, think about how do you make inferences from facts, from the available information that's in the text. One of the things I always tell my students is to not assume, right? Make sure that you focus on the available information within the passage or whatever you are reading, okay? So the first thing I want you to figure out on your own is just to gauge where you are in terms of your understanding of inference. What is an accurate definition from these choices? Take some time to look through the choices. Pause the video if needed. A, correct. A is stating that you're making a reasoned guess about the information that is implied within the text, okay? And you're using your background knowledge to help you with that reasoned guess, to help generate that reasoned guess. Which of the following is a false statement about making inferences? Again, pause the video if you need to take some time to read all of the choices. Well, you should have answered A. You must use a different set of skills to make inferences from photos as opposed to the written material. Okay? Which of the following is not a guideline for making accurate inference? Pause the video so you can answer these questions. You should have answered C. Considering the author's purpose, but not the organizational pattern that has nothing to do with making inferences. Please note, these questions might appear on Monday for our warm-up. Again, these questions might appear for our warm-up on Monday. Okay, so bear in mind that inferences is pretty much what we have been practicing in class so far. We are looking at the information that is not directly stated from the author, okay? The author is implying something, so therefore we have to read in between the lines, all right? By identifying these ideas, we are drawing conclusions or making inferences, okay? Here are 3 steps, and I want you to really remember this because again, this is going to or might be on the test for Monday. Never lose sight of the available information. Like I told you, do not assume. Number 2, use your background knowledge, okay? And that will help you in terms of generating the conclusions, making a reasoned guess. And then number 3 is process of elimination. A, B, C, or D should be populating in your mind, whether it's on a test or just, again, in your mind. And you think about how those particular alternatives apply to the situation in terms of what is implied in the text. So let's test this out, okay? After a thunderstorm, you get home to discover that your clocks, are all 12 minutes slow. What can you infer from this? The second point is when you turn on the kitchen light late at night, right? You see something small dart quickly into the shadows. So again, what can you infer? What should come to your mind is the following. All right. From our background knowledge, we know that in Florida, we tend to have thunderstorms. We tend to have, outages from here, here and there. So you would infer that the storm caused a power outage, okay, that lasted for 12 minutes, right? This has happened multiple times when we're at home and the lights turn off when we have a severe thunderstorm. The second point in terms of turning on your kitchen light and something darts quickly. It might be a mouse or an insect, okay? I have flashbacks of New York every time, and that tends to happen. Back in the days, we had a mouse here and there, or an insect, let's call it like it is, a roach, crawling across the kitchen floor. And from that, I generate that from my background knowledge to help create my inference. Okay? Now let's look at this passage. I'm going to give you some time to read. Stop the video if needed. And then what I want you to do is to infer out of the two choices what might have happened. Again, take some time to read the passage. Stop the video if needed. You should have answered B. As you know, a German Shepherd tends to dig up things, right? Okay, so if a German Shepherd smells something, or he senses something, or a dog overall, they will go to that particular location and start digging. Okay, and dogs tend to dig once again. All right, so that is a clue indicating that, you know what, Fido probably dug up the rabbit's grave. All right, and what's highlighted are clues that help bring out that inference. So again, what's highlighted in red are the clues that helps to direct the inference. Okay, look at the following choices here. What can you infer? You should have selected D. Okay, so again, think about the clues that are in the passage. Jim Johnson assumed that his dog had killed the rabbit. Well, he stuttered. He said, no, right? When someone is lying, you know for a fact that that might be, or that's indicating that the person is probably lying. And he tried to cover it up. He cleaned up the dog. The rabbit. He did everything in terms of trying to, cover up what happened, right? So again, that is something that you can infer from the passage. It's not directly stated. Be mindful of inaccurate choices, similar to what we experienced the other day. Okay, so this is the first part of our video. We will look at, and you will watch another video in terms of critical thinking.